much did their zone sort of affect what you were trying to do, and then did you get anything close to what you wanted to out of your guys offensively and trying to go against that?
Well, I just said on the radio, we played bad and scored 86. That's not a bad deal. When you play really bad and score 86. When we played bad, shot it bad, passed it bad. They had, now obviously they had something to do with it, but we're supposed to be high-level major college players. We ought to be able to make a shot. And if you're shooting 8% from three, not 88% from three, you probably shouldn't shoot them. You probably ought to maybe try to score another one.
Well, and West did hit a few, toward the end.
Lamont started out making them. Lamont's not in very good shape right now. When you lay around, with a sprained ankle, I thought he got really winded. I thought he got really tired, and he didn't. It's a bad time for him to have a couple-day break.
Coach, Jamal was talking about, he obviously had the career high in assists tonight, but he says, he just kind of goes by the flow of the game, and that, it's not a conscious effort to come out passing over shooting or vice versa. Kind of expand on that a little bit. How does he get a sense of what, the flow of the game is and how he makes those decisions to
Well, that's what good players do, Justin. I mean, that's what good players do. Everybody's been really trying to gap him so that, they're guarding him with two guys on penetration. And quite frankly, he hasn't shot the ball near as well. So if you're not shooting it as well and it doesn't feel as good coming off your hand and somebody else is shooting it better, get him the ball. I mean, JC wants to win. This thing about I missed three, I got to prove I can make one, is really crazy. And I said there, I mean, this is a great bunch of guys. I mean, they've been really coachable. For the most part, they've worked hard. They're great off the floor. They're do a good job in the classroom. They kind of do everything right. And then today, they were hard to coach today. Now, really hard to coach. And I don't know if it's the break coming up. I don't know if they underestimated Fordham. I don't know what it is, but they were not very good to coach today. So, my message to them: can we get back to being what we were? And the whole battle is do what you do. We tell them all the time, you're going to shoot the ball, know when, know where, and know why. And I didn't think we did that very well today.
I thought you guys moved the ball real well today, though. I mean,
I thought we kept it on one side of the floor too much, Bob.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, the scoring was well distributed. You had a lot of assists, and it just seemed like there was a good flow to the moving of the ball.
Well, when they stand two guys in front of the rim, you're probably not going to shoot many layups. So, you don't get assists on layups, and you get them, on penetrating pitch and reversing the ball and passing the ball. So I think that's why we had more assists, because it was a game where we had to pass it and make some shots. But, man, it's hard. I mean, when Beetle don't make shots, Chase, I'd put Chase in to shoot it, and he wouldn't shoot it. And finally, he decided to shoot one, made a big three for us. Thank God Dax shot it really well. Dax hit a huge three down there when they kind of cut it to whatever it was, 7 or whatever it was. Hit a huge three.
Carter went out with it.
Yeah, I think so.
We had 2 fouls in no seconds.
There's a lot I could say, but I'm not allowed.
You've always said you go into Christmas break happier with the win. Not real pleased right now, but good Christmas at the Huggins house, or no?
I'll get over it. Yeah, I've got my 4 sisters, 2 brothers, their siblings, my wife's brother and his siblings and their siblings. Yeah, that'd be, I don't know, 35 or 40 people over there.
You have to tell your kids any I mean, just precautions about the break. I mean, stay off their feet, or I mean, stay. I mean,
they need to get in and shoot the ball and run, but I don't know how many of them can do that. You know, it's hard to get in to like your high school gym over Christmas. I mean, who's going to show up to let you in? But I think, you know, I mean, guys like JC will get in the gym. He'll get in the gym. But no, not really. I just worry about our conditioning. It takes a lot of energy to play the way we play.
How do you approach the change now from non-conference to conference? Is it a second season? Is it?
Yeah, I think it is, Bob. There's so much familiarity. You know, I think that's the biggest thing. You know, why are conference games so hard? It's because they know what we're going to do and we know what they're going to do. You know, we know their tendencies and they know our tendencies. You know, Fordham. This was if there's something positive about the deal. Rodney Crawford's a heck of a coach. Rodney played for me, and he's Jeff's right-hand guy, and so he knows everything we do. I mean, I haven't changed things. I mean, why would I change? And so he knows all that stuff. So they kind of sat on it, you know, a little bit. We threw it one chase hit, and I think the other two we didn't run that when he was there. So we snuck that one in on him.
Anything else?
you know, Carter and Dax were talking about, you know, trying to explain, you know, the grind of league play to guys, but you know, they said it's almost something you have to experience for yourself too. That's important.
Well, there's a lot of things, and I mean, we have a terrible disadvantage. We have a terrible disadvantage being in the Eastern time zone. We have a terrible disadvantage in the amount of miles we have to travel. So you have to take care of yourself. You can't. You gotta take great care of yourself. You gotta stay in great shape. You know, you gotta get your rest when you're supposed to get your rest, and at the same time, you still got to get in the gym and you still got to practice. You know, so. I think we've done a pretty good job. Certainly, the university's done everything they can do to alleviate the burden that we have. We're playing 2 games on the road early. You know, I think to a large degree because we're not in school, and it knocks out 2 of those long trips. So.
You guys staying out there on this first one?
I think we have to. But I don't understand why we couldn't play Saturday, Monday. You know, if they played Saturday, Monday, we played Saturday, Monday, everything would be the same. But I guess there's reasons.
I don't know if you got a view of it or not, but again, just before Dax had those 2 fouls, he made a play down the other end on a fast break and took the ball out of the guy's hands while he was going out and knocked it loose. I mean, I don't want to say it was his best defensive play he's made, but it was a hell of a play to get all ball and get the ball out of the guy's hands and turn it around going the other way.
Well, to say his hands are quicker than their eyes sometimes wouldn't be wrong. I mean, he gets his hands on an enormous amount of balls, and if you don't see the whole play, sometimes you don't see what happened, obviously. So it's hard. I mean, it's probably the hardest game in the world to officiate.
He didn't get foul on that one. That was just that the other.
No, I know. Not that one he didn't, but there's I don't know. I need to shut up.